Hello, everyone, and welcome to the first episode of Oxygen Not Included. Now, I love playing base management games and survival games and resource management games. I love them a lot, but I am not good at them by any means. And this is a game that I have loved for quite a while, and I have never had any sort of success with it. So I decided today would be a great day to start a journey together with you and see if we can figure out how to keep a few duplicants alive for hopefully a little while. Now we're going to go in and, of course, do survival. I'm not going to sit there on no sweat. We're going to do standard. I have the DLC turned off, and we are just going to randomize this a few times, make sure we've got everything turned on, and we'll go ahead and start the game. Now, for those of you who don't know, you start with 3 duplicants. These are your little guys that live inside your base, inside your colony, and do all of the work for you. And they come with some interesting little abilities. Now, they have interests. These interests affect the things that they can work on happily. For instance, this Herald here has an interest in farming, ranching, and building. That means as I give skill points to Herald, if those skill points are put into skills that have to do with farming or ranching, they get a +1 to their morale. But if I, for instance, tried to give this Herald researching abilities or doctoring abilities, he would not gain any extra morale. And every skill that every skill point you put into a duplicant takes up 1 of their morale. So being able to put it into something that they already have an interest in is great. That's exactly what you want. You want interests that are spread out and diverse, so that way there's a person for every task. But the more people that you have, the more resources that you need to take care of them. And that is where I start to crumble. So let's go through here and try and re-roll until we get a couple good duplicants. All right, we have got ourselves this Gossman with supplying and digging. Now this gives them an increase to their strength and excavation, and this means that they are going to be great for helping clear out our initial base, exploring into new areas and bringing those supplies around. If there's not something for them to dig into, they can be cleaning things up. Now the traits gives them positives and negatives, and sometimes the impact they have is really not that big of a deal. For instance, we've got an interior decorator has increased creativity, so they can produce artwork quicker, but they're not really going to be doing any sort of artwork, so that doesn't really matter. Decreased decor morale bonus, which means that they require higher decor values to receive a bonus. However, they're also a shabby dresser, which means that their decor is lowered. So these two kind of counteract each other. So basically, this is just a wash, and there's really no traits for this duplicate. Over here on this nails, they've got researching and operating. So that's going to be doing research, and science also affects how quickly they gain skill points. And operating, which is going to be using basically any station or machinery that we need to use, whether that's researching or producing materials or generating power. Any of that is considered operating. Now the traits that they have is animal lover, which increases their husbandry, doesn't really matter much, and small bladder just increases how quickly their bladder fills up. That 0.2% per cycle is really not going to affect anything. It just means that if we reach a point where bathrooms are hard to come by, that might be a little bit of an issue. But as long as we are on top of making sure we've got enough bathrooms for everyone, we shouldn't have to worry about that at all. We've got a Stinky over here with farming and building, so they're going to be great for helping get some food for the colony once we start getting farming set up, and that is usually one of the first ways of getting food, other than just finding things that give you calories in the environment. We've also got building, which will be great because we need to start building things almost immediately, whether that is ladders to get around, cots for them to sleep in, toilets for them to be able to pee in. So building is a really good thing to have, especially in the beginning. Now the traits that we've got here is Twinkle Toes. That gives them an increased athletics, which just means that they move faster. Now the downside is Slow Learner, which means that they've got decreased science, so they're not going to be good at researching, and they're not going to level up quite as quickly. However, already having a start in farming with the agriculture shouldn't be too big of an issue. We won't really need to get any sort of skill points. We won't need skill points for any specific buildings or anything like that for quite a while, so the stinky taking a little bit is not going to be that big of an issue. Now, I'm going to go in and rename these based on some of our Twitch subscribers, so give me just 1 second to do that. Alright, we are going to be joined today by Mystic Wolf 7, Jacob Northwest, and Sprig 10. Now, if you want to have a chance at having your name be one of our duplicants in one of our colonies, or used in any other games that I play in the future, I highly recommend you swing over to my Twitch channel and check out when I am live and streaming some other games, and follow me there, and you will be entered into the random draw to be named after one of my duplicants. Now let's see if we can come up with a name. The Death Settlement. Maybe it'll be too ironic for us to die very quickly if we're named the Death Settlement. That's my hope, at least. Alert! I've awoken at the target location, but colonization efforts have already hit a hitch. I was supposed to land on the planet's surface, but become trapped many miles underground instead. Although conditions are not ideal, it's imperative that I establish a colony here and begin mounting efforts to escape. Begin. Now, first thing we're going to do is we are going to pause. We're going to take a look at what we've got around us. We've got lots of sandstone and algae here. Algae will be great for getting a start on some oxygen production. We've also got oxalite, so we've got some oxygen being produced around us. Now, all of these little cracked tile segments you see is something buried underneath there, and there's a wide range of things that it could be, but it could be a muck root, as you see here. It could be a creature, but most importantly, it is a resource that we can access. We'll zoom out a little bit. Now we've got water on each side. We've also got a decent amount of oxygen up here, some more water, polluted water off to the side, granite and slime down here, more slime on this side, algae. All right, bit of copper, especially up above us. First thing that we're going to want to do is dig. Now these rooms, this room that we start in is 4 tiles wide, and this is our printing pod, where we will get new duplicants or resources about every 3 cycles. This printing pod produces light. Look at the light overlay here. It produces light around here, which means that if I tried to just immediately start building beds for people, they're going to be kept up all night. So the first thing that we want to do is start digging out away from here and getting access to some resources. We'll just go to there for now. On this side, we will go out a bit further. I'm going to go ahead and unpause so they can start digging that. We are getting plenty of notifications in here. No oxygen generator built, no outhouse built, and some tutorial options popping up. We're going to go ahead and dismiss those for now. All right, here I am already starting to mark out the setup for our rooms. Now, I like to do 64 tile wide rooms, which is 16 by 4, and then I like to have 3 gap hallways. So we will take this, we've already got a hallway marked out here. We will put a ladder in the center going up. Come over here, do the same as well. Now, this 3 gap wide means that duplicants will still be able to jump from this tile here onto the ladder and get across. And we are going to go ahead and dig down. Honestly, I'm going to do it over here on this side because there's just a little bit more water. Oh, there's that over there. No, we're going to go over here for the water. So we're going to dig down through this algae. Plumbing. Pitcher pump. We build that right there. That should give them access to the water for some time. We'll go ahead and put a ladder right there as well. Next thing we are going to want to do is we are going to want to build the outhouses. Make sure that they have some bathrooms set up when they are needing it. Oh, actually, that brings me to the thing we want to look at. The schedule. So each duplicant is put on a schedule. Right now they are all 3 on the same one, and there are 4 parts to the schedule. There's the work time in orange here. Then they get to their downtime. Now the more downtime that you give them, the more of a bonus they will get from it. However, since we just got here, we're not really going to have anything set up, and their needs have not really started to build up. So we're just going to go ahead and get rid of work time there for a minute. Honestly, I'm just going to have them work through the night for now. We will get an actual schedule set up for them once we get through into the next day. But for now, I need them to work quickly to try and get things set up so that way they are able to take care of themselves. As we go in, I'm not going to worry about replacing any of these tiles. Ooh, actually that dirt, I think the dirt will be fine. I think it's sand, like just regular sand that falls. I think the dirt won't fall. So we can leave that. We can go into the plumbing. We are going to want space for a door. And then door, and then wash basin, wash basin, wash basin. Outhouse, outhouse, outhouse. Except I'm going to go ahead and cancel these 2 for now. 2 should be more than enough. Now, if I look at the overall size of this room, that's still not 64. I could go all the way out to there. Let's see, how are things going? They have not started building these yet. They are slowly making their way across. There are priorities that I could go through and set to give them more priority to go after some of these tasks than others. Right now, I'm just going to leave it as is. All of these are things that need to be done. Oh, now that's filling back up. Okay. I don't really know how that works. But okay. Alright, we are also going to set these to direction right. I just want them to wash their hands when they are leaving. I also don't need them to disinfect this building because, well, this is where they're washing their hands. Now we're going to copy those settings, spread it to that. We are going to set disable the disinfectant because these are going to get dirty. However, they will come and wash their hands before they leave. Do I have doors set up? I do. We're going to go ahead and get a door on there. Room overlay, latrine. So these are rooms that you can make that will give you different morale bonuses or production bonuses. Now, if we look, gray is the miscellaneous. These are just spaces that we have. But latrine is a toilet in an enclosed room that will improve duplicants' morale. So it just needs a toilet, a washing station, no industrial machinery, and a maximum size of 64. Now we should see as soon as that tile and door is built that this counts. Boom, there we go. There is a latrine, and that is giving us a bonus to our morale. We come and look at skills. We can see that no one has any skill points. However, we are sitting at 2 morale. So that is good. If we take a look at one of our duplicants here, let's look at Sprig. Sprig has 2 morale, 1 from standard duplicant and 1 from New Hope. I think that they will start to get the bonus from the latrine once they are using it. Like, the next thing that we want to work on is we want to build a place for them to sleep. Now, we've got this set up. You're going to go ahead and make another room here right above the bathrooms. That way they don't have to go too far. We are going to take these and make this their sleeping quarters and their dining hall. And this will give us a pretty good start. What have we got over here? Phosphorite, chlorine gas, iron ore, ooh, slime biome, germs, slime lung. Ugh. Okay, we don't want to mess with that before we're ready. Copper ore, granite, algae, slime. So we've got some space we can expand to down here, but we really don't want to start getting too close to this stuff. Oh, the other thing to look at is temperature. So this is nice and temperate right where we are. This is... Oh, what is that? Oh, neutronium. I didn't even realize. That is a geyser of some kind. Polluted oxygen at minus 27. Okay. I didn't even realize that is a geyser. So that is something that is going to produce either a liquid or a gas for us. At a ridiculous temperature. Abyssalite, oxalite, abyssalite. I wonder what is over there. As this oxalite starts to disappear, we will fill that in with tile. How down here we've got a couple hatches. Now these are going to be creatures that we can raise to be food sources, either through the eggs that they will lay, turning them into omelets, or we can butcher them for meat. But right now they are wild and they go through... I don't remember what exactly they eat off the top of their head, but when you click on something, any sort of creature, you can see its path, where it is going in this white line here, but you also get a little status bar that says anything you could ever want to know about it. What is its health? How wild is it? Or has it started to become tame? When they become tame, it increases different aspects. So like how quickly they lay eggs is faster when they are tame. Certain creatures can perform certain actions only while they are wild or tame. Now, if we hit this little book right here, this brings us to the database, and this shows us everything we could ever want to know about this creature. So, hatches excrete solid coal as waste and may be uncovered by digging up buried objects. Their ideal temperature range: comfort is 10 to 40 C, livable is negative 45 to 100 C. So comfort is where you have no impact to their health or how quickly they produce eggs or any of the other benefits that a creature might have. Livable range is where you can have them... Oh, crap. Livable range is where you can have them and they won't die, but it will have an impact on their ability to produce for you. And it will have an impact on their metabolism. So lifespan, typical lifespan is 100 cycles. Space required: crowded when a room has less than 12 cells of space for each critter, confined when a room is smaller than 12 cells. I think if we look through the room overlay, not that we are anywhere near it yet, but a stable for critter taming and mood bonuses is a maximum of 96 tiles. If we look at 96 tiles, and they need 12 tiles per critter, 96 tiles, 12 tiles per critter, that means you can have a maximum of 8 critters in a ranch together. So each of these kind of room spaces would be 8 creatures. Now when they die, they drop meat, which is 3,200 calories. The calories are important because each duplicant consumes 1,000 calories per cycle, except for when they have certain traits that increase how much they eat. Now, when they die, they drop 3,200 calories of meat. Now, those calories are what feed our duplicants, and each duplicant needs a minimum of 1,000 calories per cycle. That is unless they have a certain trait or effect on them that increases how much they need to eat. So essentially, you can just drop the zeros. That's how many meals we have for our duplicants. Right now we have 24. So for our 3 duplicants, we could go 8 cycles before they run out of food. If you hover over it, you can see 16,000 calories of that is coming from nutrient bars, which is something that they give us when we arrive. 8,000 calories is coming from muck roots, which is items that we have found through digging around. So 3,200, that is 3 meals worth. However, that only drops when they die, and they have a lifespan of 100 cycles. So that is not a lot of meat over the course of 100 cycles. Now, the other thing about them is that they produce coal from the things that they eat. Now, you can look at how much they need to eat of different materials and how much coal you get from it. Now, most all of it is 140 kilograms in for 70 kilograms out. So there's a 50% return. And I think if we get down here... Oh, see, this is even worse. If you give them a nutrient bar, you'll get not even a full kilogram of coal. Mush bar, meal lice. Yeah, if they're eating anything other than those minerals, you are getting even less back in coal. Now, I thought there was something that was even better. Oh, you know what? I think I know what it is. So the other thing with the critters, and this is for almost all of the species, maybe all of the species that they have in the game, there are morphs, which is basically variants of the species. You can see here one of them is the sage morph. Sage hatches, excrete solid coal as waste, and enjoy burrowing into the ground. So it's about the same. The temperature range is the same. The lifespan is the same. All of it seems to be the same so far. However, if you look at this, for 140 kilograms of dirt, they produce 140 kilograms of coal. So that is a 1-to-1 return on what they eat. Now, depending on your environment, you might have an absolute surplus of certain materials that makes this a very nice deal to have. Now, if we keep scrolling down, it's the same amount of calories when they die too. There's also a stone hatch. Same range, same amount of meat, but they can consume sedimentary rock, igneous rock, obsidian, granite, copper ore, gold amalgam, iron ore, and aluminum ore, and that is something that the other morphs cannot. Now, we've also got smooth hatches. Smooth hatches enjoy burrowing into the ground and excrete refined metal when fed metal ores. Now, this turns into a 75% return on the ore you give them, which is actually better than the machines that you can use in the game. And this is something that you can invest in to try and get as much material out of the resources that you have. But for our sake, chances are we are going to stick with the normal hatches, or we might go for the stone hatches, just so that way we can get rid of the sedimentary and igneous rock, because that is something that you can end up getting a lot of. Now, if we go over and we hover over things, sandstone is a raw mineral. We've got fertilizer in there. That's interesting. Granite, igneous rock. Once you start going out into these further biomes and breaking through the boundaries, you will start to get a lot of this other material, and it piles up, and sometimes it gets used up in the structures that you're building, but sometimes you still end up with a surplus of it. So having stone hatches means that you can put it to use and get coal, and you will go through quite a lot of coal if you stick with coal generators for your power for any amount of time. But for now, these little hatches can just mind their own business for now. We will be leaving them alone. Something we do want to do, though, harvest plants. Now, we've got some plants here that are just naturally growing. I want to set up auto harvest on them. When these plants happen to reach maturity, they've grown as much as they need to, I want to just automatically harvest them and allow them to keep growing. I want to make sure that we are enabling them to produce as much as possible for us. This is going to become the bedroom. So we are going to go through in the furniture real quick. and just start putting in cots. Ooh, that disappeared. Let's go ahead and add some more tiles to that. Diagnostics meteor showers. Meteor bombardment underway. We have no idea what that really means. That's going to be affecting something up at the surface, but we are so far away from that right now. That is just not one of our concerns. Now that we're into cycle 2, I want to make sure that we go in here and we set some different schedule times for people. Now, we don't really have any sort of designated showers or shower time, so I think that we are perfectly fine just leaving it at bedtime and downtime. Downtime should also be time that they are using the bathroom. I believe bath time is actually just for showering. Oh, that's fine. We've got wash basins. We're okay. We've got cots being built, so the other thing that we need to build is going to be food. There we go. No. Base. Oh, maybe they don't get a dedicated spot to it yet. Okay, we are going to make a research station. Now, we can actually take advantage of the fact that this produces light by putting our research station right next to it. The other thing that we need to do is we need a power generator, a battery, and wire to connect all three. Now that I'm looking at it, I might be starting on the Great Hall a little too soon. So we are going to go ahead and make these tasks a lower priority. I want them to prioritize getting these things done first. Look at that. Just from exploring and digging into places, we've actually opened up another 4,000 calories. Oop, 1 bed, 1 bath. We just got an achievement for having a bed and a bathroom for every duplicate. Click here and get rid of it. Have 1 toilet in the colony and a bed for every duplicate. Yay! I think it would be fun at some point to try and go through and get every achievement. I know that there are some people that have done like max difficulty runs doing that same thing, trying to go through and get every achievement, and it's an impressive thing to see for sure. No, we are doing okay so far. We are approaching cycle 3, and that'll be when the printing pod prints, I believe. It's either on cycle 3 or at the start of cycle 4. Okay, you know what I just realized? There is a shine bug inside their bedroom, and that means that that little guy is going to sit there and produce light that wakes up my duplicants and keeps them awake the entire time. So we're just going to go ahead and kill him, unfortunately, and get all of that taken care of. Okay, we've got some storage bins set up here. We've also got, get past them. We've got not the duplicate, ration box. There we go. Now, I want this ration box to hold all things edible. That way they automatically go in there. Now this one, I want it to be for fertilizer. That works. Consumable ore. That works. Organic. Non-standard. Critter eggs. Oh, I've already seen these eggs. Interesting. Sublimators. Oxalite. Okay. Raw mineral. Seed. Yeah, this one can go ahead and be all standard things. It does not seem to actually show any food. It doesn't look like food can just be put into a storage bin. Yeah, it does not look like food is included in this, so that is good to know. We will go ahead and set this one to all standard as well. So now, as everyone is sweeping up these items, they now have a place that they can put them. I'm going to set this down to 20%. When the battery gets down to 20%, then someone will run on there to charge it. Because right now, we aren't even powering anything. Let's go ahead and get this up at a higher priority. Let's get that built when we can, people. Now, everyone is kind of not following the schedules because they do have their needs that they are taking care of. However, once we get towards the end of cycle 2, everyone should be synced up on the same cycle. Or on the same schedule, rather. This is still considered a barracks. It is giving a morale bonus. Okay, we've got the research station built. That is good. We can now start selecting our research. And there is a big research tree here. Now, I think it's a good place to start with the basic farming. This gives you an algae terrarium to get oxygen, planter box to start growing some food, a ration box to store your food, a compost to reduce polluted dirt into regular dirt, but it does off-put polluted oxygen. This is a good thing to have because our outhouses will produce a lot of polluted dirt. But this also leads into meal preparation, which gives us the electric grill, the egg cracker, the mess table, which gives them somewhere to sit and eat, and farm tiles, which help us just use the floor as our farming instead of trying to do it out of planter boxes. So we're going to go ahead and start on basic farming. Now, I think right now would be a good time to also go through and start setting some of the priorities. Now, there is a little bit of color shading that you can see that happens to be in here, and that shows what people's skills are relative to their abilities. Now, if we look in here, Mystic Wolf has a 4 in excavation, a 3 in strength, and a 3 in creativity. Now, I don't think all of those are actually where their skills lie. So if we come in, oh, here we go. Personal interests, supplying and digging for Mystic Wolf. So that means in the priorities, we would want to set this to digging first. If there's digging that needs to be done, I want Mystic Wolf to do it. So very high priority. But that means that all supplying, which is supplying, storing, tidying. I thought there was also sweeping. Maybe not. But those are going to be high priority, but not above anything else. And then if all of that is taken care of, if there's none else of that to do, then Mystic Wolf can go and work on other things. Now, Jacob is our scientist. So we want Jacob to be researching above all else. If there's research to do, Jacob needs to do it. But we'll just come over here real quick. So Jacob needs to be doing research, and then operating is the other interest that he has. So we will go back to priorities. We've got research up high, and then we'll put operating next. And then Sprig. Sprig is our builder and farmer. Now, in all honesty, farming is probably going to be much higher of a priority. We want to make sure that we are getting our food when we need to. Anything related to getting our food, we need to be taken care of. After that, Sprig can build. And then after that, anything else that needs done around the colony. Now we are starting to reach a point where a lot of our tasks just aren't... They're all getting done, and there's just not much left to do. So now would be a good time to start queuing up some extra tasks. Looking around, this is where we're building our water. However, we're probably going to want to start actually building a real tank to put that in. So we're going to dig this down a ways with our ladder. And we are going to make that tile. Now that gives them some tasks to do for now. You know, we will also start setting through... I won't do it yet, but we will end up coming through with ladders on the inside as well. Dig that out. Oxygen. So we do have an oxygen diffuser. Let's look at how our oxygen overlay is doing. Right now, we're doing pretty good. Everything is very breathable. We've got plenty of oxygen gas in all of our base, except for down here where we are starting to build. Now, down here, we've got a bunch of carbon dioxide. Digging this hole is going to be a place where the carbon dioxide will start to sink when it can. For now, we are just going to have to wait for it to sort of pass on its own or dig another spot for it to go. But that does make it difficult for our duplicants to work over here. Building entombment. Alright, so we had some sand that fell, that fell on this door and is stopping it from being able to work. We have finished our research, which means we can move over to meal preparation. I want to get both of those knocked out pretty quick. The rest of this can wait. It also requires advanced research, so that can just wait for a while. I think after that, we would want to go to plumbing. I don't think plumbing. I think we really want power regulation up to internal combustion, because that gives us better way to store power, a wire bridge so we can make more complicated power structures, and the coal and wood burner so that way we can have more power generation that isn't just a duplicate running on a wheel. Unfortunately, a duplicate running on a wheel is not good use of our duplicate labor. Okay, we are making quick work of this down here, which is good. I did select the research, didn't I? Oh yeah, it's awaiting delivery of dirt. So Jacob is working on that right now, getting that filled up. There we go. Now we can go ahead and get started on that. I'm going to start to build down into here. Algae terrarium, planter boxes. Okay. And one of the first things that we are going to make, or grow, rather, is going to be this meal wood. If we look here, I'll go ahead and pause. If you look here, the body temperature that it wants is between 10 and 30 degrees Celsius. Now, right now, that's pretty much where all of this is at. We do have a few pockets of higher temperature. Some vacuum. We do have this pocket of much lower temperature down here. And we do have a lot of hot up here. So it looks like probably down here is going to be the best place to build our farm. So for now, we are going to come in. We are going to start building the next section. Oh, and I forgot, our printing pod is ready. So let's go ahead and choose a blueprint. We've got 3 options for duplicants here, or we can get some seeds. Seed of a bristle blossom. Digging up barren objects, making cover bristle blossom seeds. I already have 1 available, and this gives me 2 more. I don't really think I have a need for bristle blossoms. Alright, I think just through elimination, we are going to go with this Hassan. Now, the Bonnie over here is a mouth breather, and that means that they're going to go through more oxygen per cycle. Oxygen becomes a very scarce resource if you are not careful. Since the name, oxygen not included, go figure. So that can make things a little bit more complicated, especially if you don't keep track of how many mouth breathers you have. The other thing is this Nisbet is nyctophobic, which that means they need... This Nisbet is nyctophobic, and that means that they require light to sleep. Now that means we'd have to make a special place for them to sleep, put a light next to them, keep them separate from other duplicants. And if we had multiple nyctophobics, you know, we could have them all next to each other, but that just means more space that we have to set aside right now when we are not able to. But if we go with this Hassan, we are going to get a farmer builder that can eventually do decorating once that becomes something we worry about. Now, if we go with this Hassan, we are going to get a farmer builder that can do decorating when that is something we decide to start worrying about. Their traits are rock fan, which means that they will gain bonuses during meteor showers. They do require a bit more calories to eat, but currently Calories are not being an issue. We are slowly gaining more calories than we are even eating, and we have not even started farming yet. The other thing is that they are unempathetic, which means that they are not good at doing medicine, but thankfully they are not a doctor, so that is not a concern that we have. Give me 1 second and I will pull up a new name for them. All right, everybody, welcome in Blue King Maroon Crown to the colony. And we can go ahead and see they pop in and they immediately start trying to do some tasks. Now we've got plenty of beds built, so that is not going to be an issue. However, we only have 2 bathrooms and wash basins, and we are starting to get a few more duplicates. Now might be a good time to go through and start making some new schedules. We go ahead and add a couple new ones. You can see that this is what the default is, giving them some bath time in the morning. Now, I like to just take this 3 and 3 and shift it around as needed. So if we go ahead and we do downtime, nighttime, work time, and then just go shift, shift, shift. This means as soon as these duplicants are going to bed, these duplicants will start their downtime. And then when these duplicants are going to bed, I can have these duplicants be starting their downtime. There we go. Now I like to offset these and just call them shift 1, shift 2, etc. Alright, as you can see here, we have made 4 shifts and put each of the duplicants on their own. This is only just to fill up the 4 shifts and make sure that things are constantly moving. And as we start to get more duplicants, we will just slowly fill them into the existing shifts. That will help delay when we need to start worrying about making more outhouses and giving them more space to be able to take care of their needs. But for now, we are good to get back in rolling. We are getting close to the end of that research. The research is complete. We are going to go ahead. We will just click straight onto internal combustion, which means that he will move straight through power regulation and start on that next when it is done. Makes it a little bit easier for us. We are still sitting here. We are starting the shift 1 downtime, which means that our Mystic Wolf is going to start going to the bathroom and eating. And once we get around here, when our Sprig starts doing that, Mystic Wolf will be going down and taking a nap. Here you can see we have a tile that requires hard digging. That is a skill that we unfortunately have not been able to teach to anyone. So when it comes down and they are digging through that, they will be skipping these. You can see it's got a diamond there to show that it is difficult to dig through. Now if we go ahead and look at our skill points, Blue King Maroon did start with a skill point coming in. However, with only 1 morale currently, it is a little difficult to know where we should put them. I think ideally we'd put that into farming, and now you can see that they went from 1 morale to 2 morale with 1 spent. And now that we've put them into a skill for farming, we can give them a little farmer's hat. Now I'm going to go through and make sure that I also set their priorities accordingly. Alright, there goes Mystic Wolf to bed. Sprig is starting downtime. The other 2 duplicants are keeping right at work. Now I have lined up quite a few different tasks. Hopefully they will start to get one of these done. I might go ahead and make this a higher priority here, just so that way we can get that finished up and start working on our food source. I have no idea how much of this I am going to cut out. Hopefully I won't have to redo the narration too much. This is the first video in quite a long time that I am actually doing recorded and not just a stream. So bear with me if this seems a little awkward or janky at first. It is surprisingly different to talk to an empty room and just a camera, rather than a chat that likes to harass you and tease you back. Now, I would encourage anyone who is interested, come to these streams and be able to interact with both myself and the rest of the community there. Currently, I am doing a Stardew Valley playthrough. We are going to try and max all of our skills to level 10 and complete the community center. I stream live over on Twitch currently Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday evenings, 11 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Now, if you are over on the other side of the earth, not on the West Coast here, that will be your Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday mornings. And even if you don't want to head over and hang out with us live, I do encourage you to please like and subscribe here if you are enjoying what you see. I don't know what you like and what you want to see more unless you tell me, so please feel free to give me a comment on what went well, what could be worked on, and what was your favorite part of the episode today. Also, please, if you see me doing something that is just destined for failure here in the colony, please tell me. I probably do not know what I am doing, and it will only get worse from here. What is that? Buddy bud seed. Byproduct of photosynthesis, the buddy bud naturally secretes a compound that is chemically similar to the neuropeptide created in the human brain after receiving a hug. Oh, they have a positive effect on morale, much like a friend. So they're a decorative plant. Okay. So a buddy bud seed would be something that I would like maybe plant in a mess hall or around their room to get a good decor bonus. That's cute. I love that. I love that so much, actually. Oh my god. Mealwood. Copy. Settings. Nope. Mealwood. Plant. There we go. Copy settings. Growth halted. Fertilization. Oh. Okay. You know what? Actually, cancel that one. Make a storage bin. And then we will make this storage bin hold fertilizer. There we go. That'll help keep it close so that way they don't have to run as far. Alright, if we look at the mealwoods here, they take 12 cycles to grow in the wild. I'm sorry, that's wild growth. They take 3 cycles to grow domestically, and that uses 10 kilograms of dirt as fertilizer. I thought fertilizer was something separate than dirt. We'll put fertilizer and I guess also dirt in here, and we'll see how that goes. So we've got that set up. So now that that's supposed to be in there, I think if we also go through and we remove those resources from these other bins, then they will be available to get moved over to where we want them. Copy settings. Oop. And then if we build more lantern boxes, research complete. Sweet. So we now have the better power and power all the way around. Next we should work towards the thing that gives us advanced science. This will be a water cooler, which doesn't improve duplicate morale. We can turn it off so that way it's not wasting water, but that is a good thing to go for. So we will just go through and grab both of those. It's good to try and make sure that there's always some research to be done. We never really want things to just be sitting around. Okay, now if we look, oxygen is starting to get pretty bad. I should have checked on that a little bit sooner. That is my fault. Now, if we go with an algae terrarium here for our oxygen, it only consumes 30 grams per second of algae and 300 grams per second of water, but it gives us only 40 grams of oxygen, almost 300 grams of polluted water, and a bit of carbon dioxide. I thought it was supposed to remove some carbon dioxide. I think we're going to go with an oxygen diffuser, just so that way we can focus on getting a bit of oxygen out for now. And it's not the best, but it will work. We'll come down here, we will add some more Mealwood, copy settings, and paste. Okay, now if we go back in here, so this takes 3 cycles to produce. And when it does, it will produce mealwood, or meal lice, sorry. Now, meal lice on its own is only 600 calories. So that means that that is 200 calories a cycle per plant. Now, if we need 1,000 calories per duplicate, that means we need 5 plants per duplicate. Yeah, 200 times 5,000. Yeah. So I need 5 of these per duplicate, and we have got 15 and another 15, 15 and another 15. So that's 30. So that could be feeding 6 duplicates. Duplicate skills. Jacob has earned a skill. We are going to go straight into advanced research so that way he could use the new supercomputer we are about to get, but also it gives him an increase in science, which means that that research will go a little bit faster and he will level up a little bit quicker. I do not want you to dig these up. That was not actually what I wanted to happen. I need to finish connecting this all up so I can start producing oxygen, please. Air pressure. Air pressure is basically nothing. If we take a look at the germs real quick, we have slime lung germs down here on all of this stuff. Ooh, what is that? Gold amalgam, 0 surface germs. Germ source. Oh, floral scent. Okay, yeah. We've got germ source here for food poisoning, but they keep washing their hands as they go out, so they don't have to worry about it. So we have no germs anywhere in the rest of our colony. Good. Oh, we've got our 2 hatches stuck over here. That's nice. We've got another skill, Mystic Wolf. We're going to give you hard digging so we can finally get rid of those few tiles over here that we can't get through otherwise. So there we go. We've got that taken care of. Uh-oh. Why do we have some people standing around? What's going on here? Colony achievement. Outdoor renovations. Construct a building outside the initial starting biome. Now what would that be for? What is something I just finished building? You know, it might have been for this. This down here might have technically counted as not being in the home biome anymore. Sprig, we are going to give you... We already have 1 person with farming. Let's give you improved construction and throw you with our construction hat for now. No power. How can you have no power? Oh. Because it was waiting for someone to start charging up the batteries. Okay. Ooh, we've got a new thing. New printable available in the printing pod. Let's choose a blueprint. We could get brine, which is a bunch of salt water. I think we're going to go with this turner here, just because we do not have anyone else with the cooking interest. And I'd like to grab a cook now that we are starting to farm. Once that starts taking off, we will want to be able to prepare our food. We're going to go ahead and rename him. All right, everyone say hello to Retro Waffles TV. Welcome to the colony. I'll go through and take care of putting Waffles on a schedule and getting those priorities set up. And hopefully everyone will continue to get some more digging done and taken care of here. Oh my god, I'm glad you didn't die, but Jesus, that was not smart at all. Alright, let's look at our research again. What are we going to work on? Let's go ahead and get the interior decor, I think, because I want these ceiling lights. Alright, we have cleared out down here, which has just become a really great place to try and hold all of the carbon dioxide. Now, the oxygen diffusers have been working, and they are trying to replace the oxygen up here in these areas. However, it is still taking a little bit of time. We are going to go through dig up these so that way we can finally just fill this in with tile. We are doing okay at starting to get things set up. Things are not great, but they could be much, much worse. We got more research there, so let's just go ahead and jump straight into plumbing. We want to try and always make sure that we are producing something. Eventually we can get it automated so that way that only turns on when someone's standing there, but for now, it's good enough. Will this become a lab? Minimum size 32, maximum 120, no industrial buildings, 2 science buildings, and a light source. So as soon as that light is built, yes. Science buildings and a laboratory function more efficiently. A laboratory enables geoturner and mission control station use, which I don't really need any of that right now, but it means that I can disable that. Farm plot inoperable, fertilization and farm plot inoperable. Yeah, well, it's missing tiles underneath it, so that makes sense. I can't really blame it for that. These things that I've got are a near constant drain on the battery. Maybe I shouldn't have gotten rid of that wire. Maybe I should have just built another jumbo battery and left it wired up. I keep running out of power. This is not good. Metal ore 800 kilograms. Do I not have any... Okay, someone will get to it eventually. I hope. Okay, there is that complete. Which means I could... Now I need more metal ore. I think it is time that I broke through up here and started getting in to get a lot of this copper out. Because that is a lot of copper ore. Actually, I should also, honestly, just dig that 3 wide so that way we get a little bit more oxygen flowing through here. Look at that, that is better already. Yeah, we've harvested all of this stuff, so that's good. I'm currently at 33,000 calories. Nice. Oh, I never finished meal prep. Why did I stop that? Electric grill, egg cracker. We've got 3 hatches there. Nice. Yeah, I've got 9 tons. Nice. Jacob, you are... Oh, you're in your downtime. Okay. Pickled meal forever. Yay. Meal ice is grizzly, so it already does the -1. Pickled meal is just also grizzly, but it lasts longer. Pick a blueprint. Now we're going to grab this last duplicant, and I believe we will probably wrap it up about there. We're going to take this Bonnie because she will become a rancher. She's got extra strength to help carry things for now. And decreased germ resistance is fine because we're just going to make sure that germs don't really get around in our colony. Now, as for the name, this Bonnie is going to go ahead and be EBM. Welcome to the colony. All right, we have got unrefrigerated food. Oh no. Well, it's going to be priority 6 to get food put in here. And we are going to go ahead and get rid of this. Did it also get rid of the wire? Why would you get rid of the... Alright, we have plenty of food coming in with this meal wood. We should be good for quite a while. We've got no research selected. We do have the sanitation stations. We are going to go ahead and also go for ranching? Maybe. Smart battery. Smart battery would be nice. We might need to grab the rock crusher, which is a precursor to a bunch of automations. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and go with the rock crusher for now. Now this ration box down here is currently unrefrigerated. However, hopefully over time we will start to get some carbon dioxide that kind of falls in here and gets trapped. And that will help keep the food sterile. In fact, what we can do is we can just for a little bit, set up a coal generator into the circuit just to help produce some carbon dioxide for a bit. All right, we are going and building a water pump down here because we are going to move this water from over here over to this reservoir. And once it builds that, this is just going to go ahead and pump until it is empty, and then we can go ahead and delete all of that. We will eventually come up here and try and do the same with this. Decontamination, we're going to go straight for that so we can get the deodorizer. That will help us take care of some of the polluted oxygen. Attribute increase. Sprig's athletics has gone up. Nice. Good to know. Yeah, these two are without some... Ooh. It's not raw. Have a duplicant eat any cooked meal prepared at an electric grill. Nice. Yucky lungs. Whoa, 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 whoa. Yeah, there is polluted oxygen going around. God damn it. All right, with that here on cycle 10, we are going to call it. We've gotten quite a lot done here, getting everything set up. We've got some bathrooms. We've got some cots. Thankfully, we've got one extra than the duplicants we need. We will need to start expanding some of these services for when we get more duplicants. I want to work on the bathroom next, get another barracks built for people, and then I also want to come up here and build a place for them to eat, a mess hall. Now that we've got the where is it? Furniture? Yeah, mess table. So with this and a couple decor items put up, we will be able to greatly increase the morale for everything. Now, we're not doing too bad on morale. Everyone's sitting at a 4, and they're only using 1, if any, of their skill points. There we go. I forgot to give a couple people their hats. Now we're doing pretty good on calories. We do have a little bit less than we did before. We do have enough meal lice to make it work for everyone. It is just a matter of keeping up with it and not letting it die down at all. And continuing to expand out and find bits of muckroot and other such calorie sources until we can start also working on ranching hatches and getting a better income of eggs for the egg cracker and the electric grill. Now here soon we will get this coal generator built, and that'll produce a bit of carbon dioxide here for us, which will fall in here and keep this nice and sterile, so that way things can't start going bad in here. And that'll be a pretty good start for this colony here. Thank you guys so much for joining me. If you have any comments on things I could be doing better, I'm sure there's a lot, please feel free to leave them down in the comment section below. And if you have any other games that you would like to see me playing here on the YouTube, please give me some suggestions. I am all ears for it. And yeah, with that, I will see you guys in the next episode. Bye-bye.